G'day guys, hope you're very well wherever you are. This is Sunset Beach in Geraldton, and this was yesterday, and I'll be honest, I don't know whether to laugh or cry today, and I'll give you a bit of a story. But before I get into that, here we've got Peter from the Geraldton Windsurfing Club. A good wave at sunset. You don't often get this sort of size. And nice one. Yeah, I basically, yesterday I went for a sail here. Lasted about half an hour and then I got off the water. Here's Thomas. This is Thomas the Austrian. I'll put a little link on the top right of the screen from a video I made with him last year. Got a bit bogged up in that turn there, but yeah, it was just these two guys out in the end. And yeah, so I went out yesterday. There's a pretty big swell running. Sunset Beach doesn't usually look like this, and yeah, the wind died and I ended up sitting on my board for 15 minutes, about a kilometre out to sea there, thinking, what am I doing out here? Then I came in, then the wind picked up. Here we go. It's pretty bumpy, as you can see. Pretty hard to engage a good rail there, but it cleans up. Bush and a big hit. The aerial. Nice, Thomas. Yeah, so I came in and then started de-rigging. Oh, hold on. Every time I talk, there's another wave, isn't there? Nice, Pete. These two guys are super keen windsurfers. So anyway, I came in and then the wind picked up again. I thought, you know, I'll just get the drone out. So I literally, what you're seeing here is about 20 minutes of me flying the drone. And, ooh. Yeah, so anyway, today I've woken up and it's a bittersweet moment because I was up north at a very good wave spot, and they had predicted a really big swell to turn up to the point where I thought it was going to be a bit beyond my capabilities to sail it. So I thought, I'll go back to Geraldton. There's going to be good windsurfing down there if there's a good swell. And as I was driving down, I'm thinking, have I just made a terrible mistake by coming back to Geraldton while there's a good swell running? And yes, my fears were confirmed when I get a message from a friend this morning to say that I literally missed the absolute best session that they had up there. Macking swell, perfect wind, no crowd, so I have woken up feeling a bit sorry for myself, but this happens in life sometimes, doesn't it? You make a call and it didn't quite work out. So actually this is a cool shot because this beach is called Sunset Beach. You don't often get a lot of clouds around Geraldton, so just happened to get a good shot with the sunset, and it's kind of cool. It looks like two eyes, doesn't it? Some kind of ghostly cloud. As so happened, as I was filming, oh, actually this is a good little thing that Thomas does. For any of you guys out there getting into the waves, he's very good at making some upwind ground by just catching the wave and then tacking off it. So if you're learning, that's a good skill to get into. So this is a funny bit towards the end of the session here. Pete, gets caught up in this white water, and I thought, okay, yeah, gear getting tumbled, but this was a bit different. The board came separated from the sail. So just so happened I was filming. I thought, okay, cool. This is entertainment. Some entertaining footage for me. However, I was also worried that Pete's rig was going to sink. I hadn't really seen this before, or, you know, yeah, you don't often see a board come separate from its sail. So Pete starts swimming after his board, and I decided to go look for his sail to see if, what's going on there. And there it is. It is actually floating, but I wasn't sure for how long. I thought, does it just the mast fill up with water and eventually goes under or whatever. And as you know, by the time you buy a carbon boom, mast, sail, the whole thing, it's lots of, it's a pretty expensive rig, so you don't want to lose it. And it's a fair way out here too, because where the wave breaks, it's about 500 metres off the shoreline there, or whatever it is. So he's off going swimming for his board, and I thought I would just keep an eye on the sail for him. At least when he gets his board, he can use me as a bit of a marker to find out where it is. Came back to Geraldton, and yeah, okay, there was waves, but I'm seriously kicking myself. Like, I'll go as far to say that it was the biggest mistake I have made regarding windsurfing forecast ever by a long shot. I've literally could have, even if I didn't sail, I could have gotten epic footage, and I really apologise for that, because I've just, I'm apologising to myself. I don't even know who I'm apologising to, but I am literally just quite annoyed about it. Anyway, I will let it go eventually. So yeah, so Pete has gotten his board, I think. Yeah, he's on his board. So I fly over with the drone just to let him know, yep, come follow me, Pete. Problem was, it was getting quite dark, and when you're filming through your drone, on the screen, it's very hard to make out little details on there. So I'm flying back thinking, all right, eventually the sail will pop up in my screen, but I somehow miss it. And then I just start flying way too far back, thinking, where is it? Where is it? I just completely lose my sense of distance. When you're watching on a computer screen like this, you're probably thinking, where are you going, Paul? But when you're looking at the screen, it's a lot harder to judge these things sometimes. And I was actually really cold because I just come off the water, and my hands were freezing, and I was actually shaking a little bit with my fingers, so I wasn't very good at being very precise with the direction of the drone or whatever. So here I am now trying to find his sail. There's a bit of seaweed and stuff. Made it a bit tricky. So I'm like, oh, I hope it hasn't gone under or something, but nope, there it is. Obviously I'd flown way too far past it. So then I, just hover over it. As you'll see from this video, at the end, I get my phone out, and just ask Pete how he went out there. And apologies when you do hear it, because I literally just run back to my van, grab my mobile phone, and it's obviously there's wind noise, and so it's not very good audio at all. But anyway, I was just trying to make something happen. This was interesting, so I was sort of thinking, how's he going to get back, So he's put his sail on top of his board and just swum it back like that. Obviously, if you try to drag a sail through the water, it's pretty hard. At this point, I just leave him to it, and I thought I'd do a bit of a panorama around Geraldton so you can have a look. That's the port and the CBD in the distance, and then you've got the suburbs around. That's a big nursing home, I believe, on the beach there. And there's a little river that runs alongside the beach, which I haven't actually seen connect to the ocean. It's generally disconnected. But Sunset Beach is a good option in Geraldton when there's a bit of swell running. And most of the time when you're there, there's actually no wave breaking. You need a decent swell because there's outer reefs in Geraldton that block the waves. So today there was a swell running, and hence you're seeing waves. So anyway, Pete, he makes it back to the shore in one piece. So that was a success. We got a nice sunset in the background, and Thomas is, well, he's finished with his session, so he's coming in. Pete's the president of the Geraldton Windsurfing Club. I'll put a link at the top right of the screen now. And he's super involved in getting kids involved with windsurfing, which is great. He's got 2 young daughters, which he's gotten into windsurfing, and they're really keen. And it's cool to see them on the beach as well. They're super friendly, and yeah, we have a good time on the water. So anyway, again, apologies for the audio here. As I said, I'm about to run to my van and grab my mobile phone, but at least you get to hear from Pete and what happened with the uni joint.
Oh wow, you've lost the whole
It's like the pin's
rubber.
the pin's up in there, no? Here. I think it's all broke.
If that was a fern, it would never have happened.
Fatigue.
So what's going on here?
I don't know, it's just...
That's a bit of a... Oh, because it's... This part is the saving part.
Yeah, it's for the...
Yeah, of
for
course,
the
of course.
brake.
I'm surprised the sail
Floated so high in the water, it's unreal. That's so good. And you found it for it. I realised it would be back that way. Upwind.
Could you actually see it in the water, the sail?
Not until you flew your drone back upwind.
Yeah.
And then I thought I'll follow the drone because you could look down a little into the water.
Yeah.
And then
Right in the middle.
and then when I saw you sort of park your drone up, I looked, and then I could see the boom sitting right out of the water. So the whole top of the sail was out of the water. That's so good. It's like drone review. Drone retrieval.
Drone retrieval, mate. I was actually thinking if it was like a little rope hanging off the drone, it could sort of drag you through the water. But,
Yes, it was good fun. Yeah. That's the same with Margaret River, where you got rocks everywhere, and it's, you get smashed on the rocks. It's just amazing.
what was that 2 days ago? Apparently they was there yesterday, they were
So yeah, that was Sunset Beach yesterday. It was quite entertaining in the end. I just came back from a few days wave sailing and I did a bit of filming there. So in a week or so, I'll share that video with you guys. Thanks again for the support. See ya.